Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Lone Star Chick Plans and we're back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over Gramsy, aka my mom, and her March budget. So let's get into the numbers. We're kind of late with this video. She was out of town. I've been a little under the weather, so my voice may sound a little funny. But we finally got together and got this budget down for March, and now we're about a week into the budget now. So let's go over these numbers for March. So we had a rollover of $78.42 left over from last month. We have expected income of $3,136, and that is her Social Security income of $1,334. Her TRS retirement benefit, which is going to be $390, is what is expected. She gets $150 in allowance from her savings to help with her expenses for the month. And she deposited $1,062 in month ahead for bills in cash from her sinking funds from last month. So we're just following that trend of being a month ahead. And she also received $200 in cash from her brother for paying her back for some stuff that she purchased for him, and then some extra cash. So she got a total of $200 from that. So that is a total of $3,136. We are still waiting on the $390 that doesn't come until the end of the month. So that is what we are working with right now. So for savings, we've saved $177, which you guys have probably already watched the cash stuffing video. We saved $177, and we have saved $1,192 for our month ahead, which will go towards April's bills. We have deposited the money for March's bills, and that will be, this savings will be for April's bills to keep that month ahead. So for bills, we have our rent that was due on March 1st, which was $877, and that did come out on budget. We have utilities for the apartment that she lives in, which is $124.88, and that did come in on budget. We have an electric bill that was due. We budgeted $31 because that is what the estimate showed it would be. It came in at $30.70, which was 30 cents under budget. Internet should be $50, I'm sorry, and that should be coming out in the next couple of days on the 15th. She did tithe, and that was $172.40. She does have her Shopify subscription for $5.27. That's not due till the end of the month. Her car wash subscription, which is $20, that should be coming out here in the next couple of days. Her Amazon Prime, she had subscribed to Amazon Prime, but then she thought she canceled it. She forgot she didn't, and it hit. So that is a bill we're adding this month, but we won't have that bill come next month. So we'll just remove that on next month's budget. We won't see that anymore. So she did cancel that. She meant to cancel it as of last month, but she forgot. So projected, so groceries, so variables, we're going to go into the variable expenses. That's kind of like our everyday spending. And for groceries, we budgeted $150 because last month we budgeted like I think $200 and something, and that was like way too much. She didn't use half of it, although she was out of town, but I think had she still been here, I don't know that she would have spent the whole $150. So or $200 and something that she budgeted. So we are shooting for $150 this month, and we'll see how she does. But she's one tiny little person, so hopefully $150 is more than enough for the month. So far, she has spent $45.50, so we still have $104 left for the month to spend. Gas, we budgeted $40 for the entire month. So this is a monthly budget. She budgets one time a month, and then we're just adding to the budget, you know, as we're spending throughout the month. But she only needs to budget once a month because that is how she receives her income. So hopefully that explains some of the numbers. Eating out, she budgeted $35. and she has pretty much already spent that, and that was mostly due to she was out of town still when the month closed out, and so she did buy some food like at the airport and you know, during her travels. So that was why it came out, you know, almost already all spent. That was actually, you know, part of that expense there. So that may go over budget this month if she does any more eating out. Spending money, she gave herself $47. So we kind of did this budget before she received the cash from her brother, which was $200. So we kind of adjusted the budget without that $200, and then she received the $200. And we didn't really update any of the categories with, you know, any updated amounts. The only thing we added that we were able to fit in the budget that wasn't already there from last month was her notary renewal that's coming up. Her household, she needed some stuff, you know, for her house, cleaning supplies and soap and stuff like that. And I believe she didn't budget for the medical. I don't think we had that last month. We knew it was going to be coming, but she budgeted that in addition to this month. So that was a little bit more in her budget, but it was because of some of those things. And then we left some unbudgeted to try to build that buffer back again. So last month, she kind of went through that buffer with traveling and some unexpected things that came up, some extra spending. Like, you know, I said before, we're still working on this budget. She's still getting used to having to cut back on the spending. She is still working on, we are still working on honing in these numbers to a more realistic number that she can stick to. So we're still playing with the budget a little bit. So this is, you know, really like the second month we're kind of doing this routine of budgeting. And so we're still going to be a work in progress, probably this month, maybe even next month. It's going to take a few months to get to a good number and a good place, and getting into the mindset of looking ahead at future expenses and, you know, thinking ahead about things coming up. Like, she had 2 doctor's appointments this month already. Last month she had 1. So knowing when those things are coming up will help us budget more accurately and intently so that we can stay within the confines of our budget. So that was something new this month. Her prescriptions. So that was, you know, 1 prescription that she did have a sinking fund for. But she also needed insulin, which, you know, that wasn't something we included in the budget last month. But going forward, we are going to try to do a sinking fund for it, but also put it in the budget so that we are accounting for that expense, because at the end of the day, that is, you know, a sum of money that is needing to be spent, and it's a medical necessity. So we do need to work that in. Household, this was, you know, some household things that she needed, you know, some soap and cleaning products, you know, toilet paper, paper towel, you know, stuff like that. So we went ahead and re-upped on those things now, because she did have that in her budget to be able to do that this month. And then her notary renewal, which is only once every 4 years. It was time. So we went ahead and did that. That was $100.12. And of course, that was a one-time thing, so we won't be doing that, you know, every month. So far for spending this month, we have paid rent. We've paid our utilities. She did get a meal at the airport for $22.59. She bought a few groceries for $45.50 at Kroger. She put gas at Kroger for $22.02. She bought some breakfast, $2.60 at Shipley's. She bought some of her household items at Walmart for $45.51. She purchased something on Designs by Juju. I think it was like an embroidery file or something. And $13.61 for some scissors. And $16.23 for the Amazon Prime subscription she forgot to cancel. $112 for the notary renewal. $9.61 that she spent at Subway for eating out. I believe that was the day she went to the doctor, so she went ahead and got some lunch out and about. and you know, she also is diabetic. She does, you know, have a couple of health things like that, you know, she does need to eat and keep up on, you know, her diet and stuff like that. So that day was like a long day of just doctor's appointments and stuff like across town. So, you know, for her, it was just easier to eat out and do that kind of thing than, you know, to go starving all day and you know, not eat. So, you know, that was kind of something she needed to do that day. And $24.88, that was the insulin at Walmart. And $2.53 was her medication that she gets over the counter at CVS. That was $2.53. And then 2 doctor's appointments for $20 each. Her tithing for $86.20 each. And then Pulse Power, which was her light bill, for $30.70. So that is everything that has been spent so far this month. We have about $130.65 left of spending. And like I told her, and, you know, I'll just, you know, explain that again. The way I do my budget, which I kind of told her to think about it too, is I've projected to spend this amount of money. If I go over or under in one category, I don't look at it as, you know, a totally terrible thing. Of course, I would like to stay within those, you know, budget numbers. But if I can't, for some reason, if there's something that comes up, what I like to do is have my actual be within this budgeted number, so that in the end, it all evens out. So if I overspent in this category, like household, but then I underspent in groceries, it kind of would wash each other out. So like, you know, the amount that I'm setting aside every month would still be within budget. So I told her, let's just, you know, if you look at it that way, then, you know, you can just tell yourself you got this much left to spend. However you spend it is up to you, but you need to stick to this number. And the reason we need to stick to her projected numbers especially is because she will be on a fixed income. This was just a month where she got some extra income that wasn't previously budgeted for. That wasn't expected. It was unexpected. So we're not expecting to have that much every month to spend and work with. So on the months when we do, we can take advantage and, you know, re-up on some things. But on the months when we don't, we really have to stick to this number and meet that goal, because what the plan is that whatever she spends on this projected column, which is going to be her daily spending, it won't always include certain things, but for the main things like, you know, medical, spending money, eating out, gas and groceries, that is going to be paid with her retirement, you know, pension check that she gets towards the end of the month. And that is only $390. So in any other month, this budget for variables down here would only be able to be less than that $390 or equal to that $390. The rest of, you know, the month, her income, which is her Social Security, is used for sinking funds and paying those monthly bills, like, you know, saving for her month ahead. Mainly is saving for her month ahead and then sinking funds. And as you can see, this month her savings was $1,369 because we increased her electric bill a little bit and her utilities, because that did come in higher. Her Social Security is only $1,334. So that already was eating into her retirement amount, or her allowance, if you want to put it that way. So you can see, like, that's kind of how we're budgeting those numbers. So her plan is with her spending, just like kind of how I'm doing my budget, we've kind of set her up with the same kind of thing, is we're going to spend on her credit card that she has available, which is the yellow. That is spending on credit card, and then at the end of the month, when she receives that income of $390, is what we will pay her card back with, so that every month that payment is being made in full with that money. So The plan is to not spend from her checking account minus her rent and utilities, but she did spend Subway, so she forgot. But the plan is to not spend from her checking, and if she does, that's okay. We just pay the credit card less and leave that money in checking. But the plan is to try to cash flow all of this and pay this with her retirement check every month. So this way she's spending on one card only, making that one payment a month, and everything is paid in full. And then that it also creates minimum activity in the bank account to have to reconcile. And especially, you know, with her being older and stuff like that, sometimes things are hard, you know, to click, and it doesn't, you know, always, you know, get done on the first try or get done the right way. So, and also order for me to try to help her keep up as well and make sure everything's good. To also, you know, not have as much transactions and stuff to go through, because that can also be time consuming and overwhelming. So I want to try to keep it as simple as possible. And this was, you know, something easy that we could do to make that happen. So for sinking funds this month, you probably saw it in our video, cash stuffing video. We're saving for renter's insurance, and this is all kind of next year, later in the year stuff that we're saving for, and it's just to try to keep up with those expenses we know that are coming. And so we're not trying to scramble for the money in any particular month. We have that set aside ahead of time. So her renter's insurance, car registration, gifts, anything she wants to buy for anybody at any point in time. It's not just for Christmas or birthdays, it's just gifts in general. Car insurance, she does pay it every 6 months, so that's what we're saving for. Printer ink, just in case, you know, her printer runs out of ink, she needs to get more, so we're just kind of saving for that on the side. Her Google Drive subscription, which is, you know, where she saves a lot of her files and stuff like that, for her embroidery and stuff like that she's doing. Bluehost, which is the website hosting for her Shopify store that she's going to open. This is also going towards medications. I probably should say medicine, because we're going to increase this. Her electric bill, her internet, car wash, rent, and utilities, which is her gas, water, trash, and pest control. Those bills, these two bills, the electric and utilities, came in higher than what was anticipated. So we did beef that up just a little bit more to try to combat that in the future months. And then I just created her this little check register really quick to keep up with her bank balance, to make sure that we, you know, just kind of keep up with the transactions that are going in and out. So as you can see, we don't have much. There's not much to keep up with, and we're able to get that bank balance down to the penny so that we can stay on track. So yeah, that is the budget for March. That is, you know, our look ahead. That is up-to-date current spending. And what the plan is for March, it's kind of status quo, but also, you know, we did have a few things that came up. This is a work in progress. She is, you know, retired. She doesn't work, and she lives, you know, by herself in her own apartment. She's independent, so she does, you know, have her own, you know, household or whatever. So I just try to help her with her budget, and we're trying to get her on this system so that, you know, she can be successful going forward. But yeah, so we'll bring you guys back for maybe a check-in, maybe in a week or two, and then a monthly closeout. We'll just see how much activity there is. If there isn't a whole lot of activity, obviously there won't be whole lot to update you on. So we'll just, you know, maybe save it for the monthly closeout at the end of the month. And then we can see how we did and then work on the next month. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for, you know, subscribing, watching the channel. You know, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, I'm sorry. And we'll push this video out to people who may need it and need some help, and maybe, you know, like this way of budgeting. So hopefully you guys will stick around and watch some more videos. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Hey, leave us a comment of encouragement, words of encouragement, you know, anything, any ideas you guys have for, you know, retired, you know, self-sufficient, independent, you know, women, just trying to live on a single income and a very fixed income at that. So yeah, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.